How are you? Here they know what match up on Friday Night SmackDown, WWE main event. After I talk about the matches that happened, at the end of this video, I'm going to discuss my thoughts on the tag team unification of the titles, same as Roman's unification of the titles. On SmackDown, 2 weeks in a row now, we have Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. McIntyre destroyed Sami. Sami and Gahari got no offense in whatsoever. It was all McIntyre like last week. At one point, McIntyre had Sami in a bear hug outside the ring. Drove his back in the ring post, turned around, drove his back in the barricade, and kept going back and forth like a pinball machine. Poor Sami's back had to be killing him after that. Overhead tossed him halfway across the ring, went for the Claymore kick. Sami rolled out, and 2 weeks in a row, just like last week, purposely got counted out because he took off. McIntyre gave chase to Sami for the crowd. So this week on SmackDown, for 3 weeks in a freaking row, we'll have McIntyre versus Sami. This time, a lumberjack match. This goes to show they have no plans for McIntyre or Sami Zayn after WrestleMania, which is not a good thing. Because those two guys should already have, that'd be creative, should already have plans for McIntyre and Sami for at least half the year already. Not just have them fight each other or something like this till they come up with something. They should already have plans set in motion. Humberto, with guys at ringside, took on Riddick Moss. Guys that kept causing distractions, which allowed Humberto just to pound away on Riddick Moss at one point. Just a load of punches on him on the ground. Had a nice snap mirror takedown. Riddick Moss had a nice running X handle. He caught Humberto coming off the top rope and hit a nice fall away slam. They hit the punchline for the 1-2-3. After the match, they already teased in the breakup of Humberto and Garza, which is not a good thing. I actually like them as a tag team. They work really great as a tag team. So don't have this one loss break them up. It would not make sense. Ricochet defended his Intercontinental Championship against Jinder Mahal, who requested this match last week. Well, Jinder, you got your ass kicked. Ricochet just dominated that match. The only cool move Jinder Mahal did, and actually I think it's the only move he actually even did in the match, was a nice powerbomb on Ricochet. As Ricochet bounced off the top rope to do a move. Ricochet hit the recoil, went for the 630 splash off the top rope. Shanky pulled Jinder out of the ring, so Ricochet dove off, took down both guys, rolled Jinder back in, hit a nice shooting star press off the top rope for the 1-2-3. Very fast, short match. Ricochet owned Jinder in that match. Rhea Ripley with Liv Morgan at ringside took on Naomi with Sasha Banks at ringside. It was supposed to have been Sasha Banks versus Rhea Ripley, but for some reason they changed Sasha and Naomi around. Rhea took forever to do a power slam, so you knew Naomi was going to counter it. Sure enough, she went to counter it and she slipped and messed up. She had her Corona, Rhea Ripley sent her through the ropes. She went to do a move, and Rhea moved out of the way and just blasted her with a clothesline on the outside. Tossed it back of the ring, went for Riptide off the top rope. Naomi countered it, so Rhea Ripley had a missile drop kick to knock her down. Naomi bulldog her into the corner, and Rhea's face hit the middle turnbuckle. Then she spiked her right on her head with her Corona. And Naomi, that was it for Rhea Ripley. After that, after she landed right on her head, like she went down straight on her neck and head, that was it. Rhea Ripley, for a few minutes, she was just knocked silly. I don't think she paid me not know where she was. Cause that impact, man, there was a lot of force Naomi did on that move. But Rhea Ripley finally regained her senses, won the match Riptide for the 1-2-3. Your main event on SmackDown was Jimmy Uso took on Matt Riddle. Great match. Check this match out, folks. Back and forth, high-paced action. Matt Riddle had a nice running German suplex. He went for a move off the top rope. Jimmy got his knees up. Had a nice pop-up Samoan drop. Just like the way he jumped up and caught Riddle and just Samoan dropped him was impressive. Jay kept getting involved. At one point, the referee was distracted as Jimmy had run and baseball slide drop kicked Orton off the ring apron, because Orton was going after Jay for constantly getting involved. Jay pushed Matt Riddle off the top rope, and Jimmy caught him with a super kick. Riddle fought back, hit some nice kick strikes, applied an arm bar, but Jimmy got out of it. I think Jimmy went for an utter Samoan drop, and Riddle countered it into RKO for the 1-2-3. There you have it for the matches on SmackDown. Definitely check out Jimmy Uso versus Matt Riddle. Rhea Ripley and Naomi, it was a good match, except for that one point where Naomi slipped and tried to regain a balance as she was trying to counter a power slam. If you want to watch Ricochet just dominate Jinder Mahal, definitely check that match out. The other two matches was way too short. The show went longer than they did. Our main event, Tommaso Ciampa, who's now exclusively on Monday Night Raw, they announced, faced T-Bar 1-on-1. It was an okay match. It felt kind of dragged on way too long. Enough for, it was really slow paced, which I didn't like. Tommaso Ciampa won the match with a schoolboy roll-up as he countered Hard Justice. The second match on main event is definitely worth watching. Apollo Crews and Double Kai took on Cedric Alexander, Shelton Benjamin. Double Kai, only move he did in that match, besides a few punches, was a running splash. That was it. It was all Apollo Crews. Shelton caught Apollo coming at him with a back elbow, which stunned Apollo. Just took him right to Apollo. Then Apollo and Double Kai isolated Shelton Benjamin, worked on him. Basically, like I said, Apollo did all the work. Cedric tagged him, had a running knee in the corner on Apollo Crews. Back elbow dropped him and stunned him. He went for the lumbar check, and Apollo raked his eyes and had a flip over neck breaker for the 1-2-3. As that was going on, Double Kai had pulled Shelton Benjamin outside the ring to the outside to take care of him. Now, my thoughts on the unification of these titles. Big mistake. If they unify these tag team titles, was the plan of doing WrestleMania Backlash, is going to be Uso versus Ray RK Bro, it's going to backfire because it did years ago. Because WWE only had one set of tag team titles years ago. And it was the same goddamn tag teams fighting each other year in and year out. It's like in 2009 when John Cena and Randy Orton wrestled in almost every single goddamn pay-per-view in 2009 was constantly those two guys going after the WWE title. And that's what's going to happen with the tag team titles. It's going to be the exact same tag teams all year long going after the titles. And you know it's going to be Rated RK Bro and the Usos and Alpha Academy. They're the top tag teams right now. And the Street Profits. They're getting up there, but they still got ways to go. You're going to have tag teams like the Viking Raiders, the New Day, Sheamus, Ridge Holland, Pete Dunne, Jinder Mahal, Shanky, Roberto Garza, the Dirty Dogs, the Mysterios. They're going to be lost in the shuffle to the point where WWE is not going to want nothing to do with them because they're not going to be losing them, and they're going to get rid of them, release them for the contract, which would be a big backfire thing. Basically, I don't know why Vince McMahon and WWE Creative thinks it's a great idea to unify the tag team titles. It's going to come back and bite him in the ass. Same as Roman Reigns being WWE Universal Champion right now. That means we're going to goddamn constantly see Roman Reigns on both goddamn shows instead of one. And he's, right now, apparently the plan is for Roman to keep the goddamn titles until this year's WrestleMania to face The Rock. Roman Reigns versus The Rock doesn't have to be for a title. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to see The Rock come back and whoop ass on Roman Reigns. But it doesn't have to be for a title. Roman can drop one of those titles to SmackDown Raw, have a new guy win it and build them up. But no, we're going to have to see Roman Reigns. I know where Roman Reigns is getting all this push is because he's sleeping with Vince McMahon. That's bottom line, that's how. He's basically sleeping with the boss, the chairman. And if he wasn't, you know Roman Reigns is not going to begin the push that he is now. And having one set of world titles is going to backfire as well because it's going to be the same people fighting for it. And you're going to have people like Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, Edge, Finn Balor. They're going to lose to Roman constantly. And then they're going to have nothing planned for them. WWE's got to wake up and realize unifying these titles is a big mistake. That's just my opinion. Let me know below your thoughts of unifying the titles. Are you sick and tired of seeing Roman Reigns as both WWE and Universal Champion and be on both shows already? And are you even happy to hear that he's going to be champion for one more full year? Because I sure as hell isn't. There you have it, folks. Stay safe, everybody. Too sweet. Bye.